morning, sir, and good morning to all my mates. My topic is rumor detection. So I am going to present today. Okay, so firstly, the question which comes into our mind: what is rumor? So, what is the rumor? Rumor is a piece of news or information that many people are talking about, but it is not possibly true. I hope you all remember that salt case. That salt is no longer available, so many of the people trust that information and go to the shops to collect the salt, or 2 to 3 year olds even, I guess. Okay, so yeah, so you can see this person is explaining something to this person. So it is explaining his thing in such a way that he is going to trust him. So next, what are our content? So actually, we have to use our computers to detect that particular set of news is our rumor or not. Okay, so it is very technically, it is very challenging task. Even the computers are also not. Previously, if we say to error is human. Now we will see that to error is computer, because they are not able to detect all things, because humans are also confused in that part. If you see that rumors, that humans are also confused in that part, they will not be able to distinguish that which set of news is correct or which set of news is false. Okay, so what are the different models? These are the machine learning model that I am going to use: the linear regression, decision tree, gradient boosting classifier, so random forest also. And now what are the drawbacks of these all? So that's why we switch on the LSTM technique. It is very good technique. We will look forward what's new in it. Okay, so firstly, why it is very tough to detect the fake news. You can see this news example. This, if you can read Hindi, I think most of you can. In this news here, it is written from 1 Feb 2021. Every passenger train will start. Okay, so this is found to be fake. So someone posted it on Facebook profile, so you will trust this Mumbai local train will start. So humans are also confused. Now the fake news chances to spread in that network, in social media network, it is very high. So these are escalating. Even you can see a study published in the General Science. So firstly, the study published in the General Science, it make the analysis of million of tweets sent between this period 2006 and 2017. So actually they find that the falsehood, actually if you see, the false news are spreading very faster as compared to the truth news. I can also give examples to you, so how the false news are spreading very much faster. Suppose you say some wrong thing to some particular person, so he will spread it as fast as he could. But if you say some truth to him, so he will not be able to spread it. So it is taking the 6 times as long for the truth to reach the 1,500 peoples. The false news are spreading very much faster, and we are the population of 1.3 billion people. So how much the fake news are spreading faster to us as compared to the truth news? Okay. So what are the different type of news? Actually, you can see this lady. His name is Clary Wardell. So he has given the 7 types of fake news. Actually, I read the blogs which he write and in the papers also. Okay, so he mainly say that there are the same type of fake news. Firstly, the fake news are satire. So what is their intention? Their intention is not to harm anyone. Their intention is just to only fool you. Okay, so mislead you. And the next is some false connection. So false connection when the headlines and visual or caption do not support the content. Okay, so suppose some headline is written and it is not supporting the contents. Visuals are there, some photo are there, so it is not supporting the content. So this is called the false connection. And now the third news is misleading content. So I will give you the real life example. Suppose the Kisan Andolan is going on. If someone posted something that the Kisan that are participating or the terrorists are from Pakistan and they are giving the funding, okay, that we can frame an issue. Okay, these are the frames and issue which are some misleading contents. So something that is true and it is shared with some false. So that is our false content. And the next is our imposter content. Okay, it's like the pretending somebody else. So suppose if someone is sharing some content on behalf of some other personality. So suppose if I am the CR of my class, and I share something on behalf of the sir, and which is wrong. So this is our im- imposter content. So next is our manipulated content, when genuine information is manipulated, and some are the fabricated content. These are that they are 100% false. Okay. So they are designed to deceive and do harms. So these are designed to do harm. Anybody know the truth of this word? What this word do? Actually, we are following the Elon Musk, and whatever he is doing, we are following that part. So what it do is, I think, okay. So it sends some wrong signal to some other company. There some company named Signal Advance. Its share rapidly increases to the 5,000 times. So after this tweet, it is analyzed that the Signal Advance Group's share rapidly increases, and after this, when they know that this company is not the Signal company which the Elon Musk was saying about, so the share automatically went down. Some spreading of news is going on. It's saying that this is the Signal company which the Elon Musk is talking about. So that's why its share increases rapidly. Nobody is going to. If you see that from the date of 6th, 7th, and 8th, so people were talking about Signal. When the Elon Musk say, actually, if you see, Elon Musk tweet on the 7th January, and on 7 to 8 when he tweet, after his tweet, and the time is 9 p.m. So we are going to enter in the next day. From 8, it's when the share market opens, its share price randomly increases very high. So the fake news are spreaded like that. So Elon Musk is saying about this thing. These are the 8 points which we have to consider to detect the fake news. Consider the source. Consider the source which source is sharing. Suppose some news channel is sharing. So now we have to read beyond the headlines. So what are the headlines written over here? So we have to understand the whole story behind that, not just reading headline and making some conclusion. Actually, headlines. Actually, this is the art of news writers. Okay, they write the headline in such a way to mislead you. So if you see some news, actually they write the headlines so the people get interest to read the whole story. So we have to check the author. For this point, I would like to give an example of one childhood story. If you have listened, there was one shepherd. I think you have gone through that story in your childhood. Everybody has told. So there was one shepherd, and he has some goats. Whenever he goes with the goat in the forest, he used to shout that lion has come. So the people get aware and comes to support him. After doing this prank for many of the times, people will not trust that author. The people will not trust that shepherd. He is shouting various times. Oh, spread fake news very often. Now the people will not trust you. So one day, if the real lion comes, so it will eat you, and so we have to verify what the author is. Okay, so we have to access the supporting sources also. We have to see what are the supporting sources. We have to check the date of publication. Sometimes, if you see the very old images are shared with you, you have to ask yourself whether it is a joke or not. You have to review on your own bias, and you have to ask an expert opinion. So suppose in the case of the salt example, I have told that everybody got fooled that the salt is going to no longer sold. They are taking 50 kgs of salt. Okay, actually, I have seen this example in my real life. So they are carrying the 50 kgs of salt in also lockdown. Also, says okay, now the Modi is going to give the 50 days of lockdown and something like that, and you will normally trust. Okay, so you have to ask an expert for this. What is his opinion on his? So this type of paper was published to make the people aware of the fake news. It was published by the IFLA, International Federation of Library Association and Institutions. Okay. So what are the impact of rumor? Impact of rumor, you have seen the financial impact is there. Fear is also there. In your real life example also, if you can see some of your friends, which some of your friends says that I know this man, you will be having fear from that. Okay, these are the main intention to fear. Some racist idea is also there. Some bullying is also there. They are bullying the innocent people. Some innocent people, some impact on the politics also. So the democratic impacts also there. You can see in the case of the Trump election. We have to start from the very basic. I use the data set from the Kaggle. Actually, I am like that. We have to start from the computer only. Actually, in my mind, the programming is fit. So some topic is given. We have to start from the coding part only. So what I performed the first step. We have to reduce our data. So actually my machine capability is low. We are not using the supercomputers like that. So we have to work on the less data, and we have to select only the required attributes, not working on the various attributes. To actually, if we work on the various attribute, it will make our thing complex. And now next we have to transform that data. We have to normalize our data, and the last step is data cleaning. What is this? We have to check the missing values and verify that our data is having some noise or not. So I have used Python for the data processing part. So firstly, if you see this example, I am dropping some rows, and in this I am removing some special characters in my data. And now actually the computer don't understand the language of which I used to speak. So I have to make the computer understand the language which it understands. We have to convert our text to the vectors. It understands the language of 0 and 1. So that's part I am doing here. Okay, so what method I use? Firstly, I move to the logistic regression. Secondly, I move to decision tree, and thirdly, I move to gradient boosting classifier, and fourth on random forest, and last is LSTM. Actually, it is having the good story behind it. So how I start? So firstly, actually, I see that this is a machine learning technique. It is very previous days. It was using the machine learning technique to check. Suppose if we give some inputs to them, temperature, humidity, and winds, it will be saying that it is sunny or rainy, depending on our previous statistical model. Okay, so it is basically a statistical model. Suppose some statistical model, it will classify. Okay, so this cluster is saying the sunny part, and this cluster is saying some rainy part. Okay, so these are mainly the machine learning models. This may be saying some dots will be there for the sunny part, and some dots will be there for the rainy part. Okay, actually, what are the disadvantages? So that's why I moved to our next model, to the decision tree. What we see, not implementing its own brain, only making the prediction on the basis of some points. We have moved to our decision tree. Decision tree is like that. Some news is given. We have to classify it. It is a fake news or it is true news. So what are the disadvantages I need to discuss? Actually, it makes the decision on the surface when the surface is linear, and it cannot deal with the non-linear problem. It is mainly making some categorical outcomes. Okay, so that's why we have moved to some decision tree. Actually, decision tree is implementing some good things. Okay, so what are that good thing? It can deal with the both. Actually, it can deal with both classification and regression problem. Previously, we are going for the regression problem only. And now, what is the main problem with this part only is that actually the data is changing a lot. For the decision tree, it is very difficult to cope up with the changing data. Okay, so that's why we have moved to our next algorithm, that is gradient boosting. Okay, so for the gradient boosting algorithm, it is a machine learning technique for the regression and classification problem. Okay, so it is bothly working on the classification. Actually, it can deal with the both categorical and continuous values. Okay, so it is mainly to improve the weak prediction of the models, namely decision tree. Okay, so these are the weak prediction model. If you see that this tree and this. Okay, so these are the big prediction models, so we have to deal with that. Okay, so we have to make our prediction a good score. And now we have switched to random forest. Actually, it is a mixture decision tree, many trees over here. Actually, it is a very good model, but its mainly failure is that because it is like the decision tree, so it suffers from the problem of interpretation, and it fails to determine the significance of each value. Okay, so mainly this problem is that because it fails, okay, in that part. Okay, so this is the good one. Okay, now I will explain why it is a good one. Actually, the humans are not starting from scratch. If you see, as you read this essay, you can understand each word is based on your understanding of previous word. Okay, so if you read some essays and some stuff in your book, so you have to go on through the previous words. So what the words is saying. If you read some poem also, you have to see what are the previous that author is trying to say. It is a special kind of recurrent neural network and incapable for learning long-term dependencies. Okay, in the fake news, we have to find the long-term dependencies for some real news I have discussed about. So you have to see that the previous news also, and you have to verify the various source. We have to go for the real time. Okay, so automatic rumor detection advantages. What are the advantages? As you say, that the fake news are spreading fast and it gives the negative. The fake news has altered society in the negative way in politics and some culture wise. So it has the adversely effect on both online social network system as well as an offline communities and conversation. Using automatic machine learning classification model, it is efficient way to combat the widespread. If we use the machine learning techniques and some classification model, so we will be safe from this. If you see that I have told in my previous slides, so what are the disadvantages of fake news? So what are the further scope of research? I have to tell you. Actually, I am looking forward for the multimodal system, which can. What is this multimodal system? Is like that. So fake news are not like that. It is a paragraph, and you have to look forward them. It may be some text, image. It may be some voice, or it may be some image. Where the multimodal comes into our picture, we can use the various technique, of words and other things. What are the questions of you can ask? And thank you all for your attention. I think my slide is not boring for you.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot box. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga.